Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are coming from. Thank you guys so much for joining us here today, and happy Friday to you all. My name is Max, and I'm the CEO of Because Bitcoin, joined by Tucker, our CFO, and Will's Outlook, one of our best analysts here at Because Bitcoin. Do not fade the doctor. Today the title of the show is it over for crypto? Question mark, question mark. Market check. Well, maybe a little bit dramatic, right? But we're here for the flair. We're here to have some fun. And look, there's a lot of charts where it looks completely over, not Bitcoin, right? But there's a lot of altcoin charts that look like death. And unfortunately, Ethereum is not safe from that classification. I like to think of Ethereum as a bit of an altcoin index, but unfortunately, it's actually been lagging a lot of the other large cap alts. Ethereum, during this entire move up to 2100, really never found its legs. It really never got that oomph underneath it, which is unfortunate. But something we were talking about this morning in our Discord was there's this misconception of a rotation where it starts with Bitcoin and then it goes down to ETH, and then it goes to large cap alts, and then it goes to memes and like the real junk. All right, the real garbage that pumps. But it's actually a misconception because in my experience in crypto, and I know will agree, he's had a similar experience. It actually is Bitcoin moves first, and the junk moves first with Bitcoin, where they're easier to pump, they're low cap, highly manipulated stuff. Typically, that will move first with Bitcoin, and ETH is actually a bit of a lagger, and we saw that during the previous pre Bitcoin halving. And if you just go back and you look at ETH BTC before the last halving, and then through the halving, and I was actually feeling this one because I was pretty heavily invested in Ethereum around the Bitcoin halving last cycle. And I remember seeing ETH BTC bleed down to sub 0.02. And everybody was calling for the death of Ethereum. And then suddenly it turns around out of nowhere and it begins to outperform Bitcoin by like 400 or 500%. So perhaps history is repeating itself. Nobody knows for sure. Maybe it is the death of Ethereum. I don't think that it is. I think this is perfectly in line with sort of the chop and frustration and failed holds, but not new lows that continually be formed. Just like Tucker drew out the halving there. It's a prime example of where we could potentially be. We're how many months out? Is it 5 months out from the halving now?
Yeah, so we're about 5 months out. So if we do November of the pre-halving year, I mean, you'd be like
Somewhere in that garbage.
you'd basically be somewhere in here, yeah.
Yeah. So my hope, optimistically, we're somewhere there, and history is repeating itself, or at least rhyming with what's happened previously. But and we talked about this too, where we've been pretty heavy in ETH since the most recent local lows of sub 1600, and it's been going up in US dollar terms. But something that you have to be really careful about as a trader and as an investor is the opportunity cost of having your capital aggressively deployed in a name that is lagging and underperforming. If we're being honest and I'm critiquing myself. I should have been much heavier, even just Bitcoin. I bought a bunch of Bitcoin at 28K, which was a good purchase, but I also went pretty heavy Ethereum. If I had just thrown all of that money into Bitcoin, I would have been much better off. So you live and you learn. We're still making money. We're still doing well, but you have to be honest with yourself about the performance and the mistakes you've made in the past as to not repeat them. So ETH BTC is just continually trying to find its footing and hold here. And I think it's possible. I do think that the ETH BTC valuation is potentially bottomed. I actually would like to make one case from a psychological perspective. And I know Tucker's going to like this argument. I can feel it. Imagine we deviate the previous lows and we see ETH BTC with a 0.049 handle. In my opinion, sub 0.05 this cycle is the equivalent of sub 0.02 last cycle. Because you remember when we went sub 0.02 last cycle, he said death of ETH BTC because we went below 0.02. If we go sub 0.05, everybody's going to be like even worse than we just had it. So maybe from a psychological perspective, we just need that. We might just need that flush, and we need to see ETH BTC with a 0.04 handle on it. So keep an eye out for that. But either way, good morning. Good morning. I see a lot of you guys in the comments. Good morning. Where's the chef, man? Chef should be joining us. Chef has the link. So I'm sure he will be popping on, man. I know you guys are hungry. We're gonna get the chef here. But before we really dive in, all right, we already got 15 likes. I haven't even bugged you guys yet. We got 31 people watching already, 33 people watching. We got 15 likes. Just a quick reminder, please consider liking the stream. It does wonders for the growth. It does wonders for the content. And the reason we're able to grow so quickly is because of your guys' continued and consistent support of what we are doing and your guys' ability to pound that like button. So please, if you could just spare one moment, hit that thumbs up button for us. And also, if you are new here, we are Because Bitcoin, and this is our daily YouTube show called Market Check. We are live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. With this is not our full cast. It's me, Tucker, Will, Jackus, and Tommy. Tommy's actually traveling today, so safe travels to Tommy. Jackus should be joining us very, very soon. But yeah, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. We love watching that subscriber count grow. And again, the reason we are able to grow so quickly is because of how consistent you guys are in supporting us. And you guys show up every single day, just like we show up every single day for you guys. Now, I did talk with the team, guys. We've had a lot of new members joining our Discord, a lot of people jumping on the 1 month free trial. I'm going to badger you guys about it once right now and then once at the very end. All right, we've had like 30 new people join. All right. And we are giving out a 30-day free trial. That is going to be coming to an end very, very soon. I do not want the Discord to get too crowded. So I'm not sure exactly when yet. It might be like an end of November or early December kind of thing. We might do like a holiday special and like leave it through that. But if you want a free 30-day trial of the Discord where we share all of our active positions and premium analysis, stuff we don't talk about here on YouTube, this might be one of your last chances. Like you might have like a few week stretch here. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, consider giving that a try. If you want the free month, here's where you can get it. So right here across the bottom of the screen, it says use code free month for 1 free month at checkout. That makes sense, right? Free month gets you 1 free month. So to get to our website, it's becausebitcoin.com/premium. It's also the first link in the description below. If you click that link, it will take you to our website. And then when you go to checkout, you type in the code free month and you get 30 days for free. You will have admittance into our Discord, get to hang out with me, Tucker, Will, Tommy, Jackus, and Wabi. We share our active positions, premium analysis, and we do 2 hours per day of live voice calls with our community. Nobody works harder than us, and the retention that we have is what it is because there's nobody that works harder. So if you enjoy this show, you will most certainly enjoy the Discord, and you get 30 days for free, but that will not last forever. So consider giving that a try sooner rather than later. The link to that is in the description. But Tucker, you're drawing some propaganda here, brother. You're going to have to narrate this, and you definitely have to answer because what is this propaganda?
Yeah, this is a little bit of propaganda, but what's up? Good morning, everybody. I think ETH looks pretty bad. I think it looked a lot better above 2000, but if we just do one of these, right, little volume profile, here's your area of interest, here's your support. This is a daily FVG, and that's the middle of it, so that should be decent support down there as well. But what I was looking at was basically if we did this, range theory suggests, we do one of these. So if we are to deviate, then I would look for that FVG to hold right there like that. So that's that's potentially a little setup there, a little long setup possibly. But I think if we do go that deep and Bitcoin remains bullish, right? Bitcoin remains above, like, here's a nice one. If Bitcoin stays above there, and we even lose the channel, right? We even lose that.
Do you think that 33K is a crowded trade, Tucker? I see a lot of people drawing that out.
People are
Yeah.
just now coming to it though, Max. They weren't talking about it before.
I
They're
mean, I
just
don't
now
think
coming
it's
to a conclusion.
yeah, I don't think it's crowded because up here people weren't really talking about it. They were looking for that, right? But um I don't know. I think we could I mean, if you just look at it,
I know one place where it was being talked about in our morning Giga Chat chats at the top.
I know
It
there's
said,
a lot of long stops in here, man. There's a lot of long
there's
stops
a
that could
lot at
just
33K
we
There's
could
a
too.
just
lot.
boom clear all these guys out, even go a little deeper and then send it. So I think either way, it's a whatever we get on this wipe is a shove. It really is. So I'd be looking to shove altcoins, probably ETH if we did get down there. I mean, we could obviously hang it. We could stop here. We could go to like 1800 even, and that would be fine probably. But or we could even hold this consolidation. But if Bitcoin does go to like 33K, then ETH is definitely coming down here for sure.
And let's just run through a hypothetical, right? Let's do the valuation forecast. So let's just say hypothetically we need to see ETH BTC break sub 0.05. From a psychological perspective, we made this comparison earlier on. Sub 0.05 is the equivalent of sub 0.02 last cycle, where when ETH broke 0.02 last cycle on the ETH BTC valuation, that actually marked the bottom, and everybody was just like, Ethereum is dead, it's never coming back. And I think we're going to get that same reaction if we wick below 0.05. The screenshots we'll see on Twitter, the sentiment, the market selling ETH into Bitcoin because it's completely over, will be at an all-time high. Perhaps we need that. So let's just say Bitcoin did flush down to 34, Tucker. Or you pick the level. Where do you think Bitcoin flushes down to? I want to do a hypothetical here.
I mean, I think if we are going to flush, we're probably just going to run all of these guys. So we don't have to come all the way down there, but I'd say anywhere in here, right? So 30, 34 to 33, honestly.
All right. So if we did, let's just say 33.5 times 0.04999. That'd be 1675 on ETH. So how does that line up with your levels? Is that a little too deep?
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's a little deep.
Here's the other thing I was looking at, right? And
don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no.
I know you see it.
Yeah, I do see it.
And then we get one of these, and then we get one of these, and then this is just underneath here, right? So
I mean, that's 16. That's if Bitcoin
that's close
back
enough.
33, or what did I do? I did 34, right?
Yeah, you did 34, 33.5 maybe.
Times 0.04999 would be okay. If I did 34, then it's 1700. I think I did 33.5.
Right.
If Bitcoin goes to 34,000 on a pullback and we see ETH BTC just dip its toe below 0.05, which I think might actually be important from a sentiment perspective, that market maker sell model that Tucker has drawn would likely play out. That would be painful, though. I mean, that would be really painful. I'm not going to lie. I mean, a lot of people, man, that would be really not good.
Yeah, that would be pain. That would be pain.
I mean, even as a spot holder, right? Like I went really heavy Ethereum spot at 1584, and I don't want to see it retrace that much, man. I mean, I don't want to give back a lot of these gains, even unrealized. But it's possible. It's something you have to prep for. You have to have cash on the side.
Yeah. Will, what were you saying? I thought Will was saying something.
I thought I heard him too. It was the ghost of Will, man.
The ghost of Will's outlook. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we did this. I mean, when would this play out by? The first week of December? I mean, you could probably crunch this down even. Like, I would say this is something that would play out over the next, 13 days, right? I wouldn't expect this to really drag into December. And I think it would be something that you'd probably spring out of.
Trade alert.
Little fantasy notification. like that, and then you spring. Like it would be something like that, I think,
I will just say one quick thing about the ESPN notification, man. Like, how iconic is that noise?
Dude, everybody knows what that is.
I could show that to my wife, who's never watched a professional sports event beginning to end in her life, and she would know what that's from.
Yeah.
Iconic,
man.
I like this scenario because it would be an absolute shove spot, but I mean, we're talking about some real pain here, man, if that happens,
Yeah, that would not be the most fun for bag holders, but I think it would be a great shove. I mean, you probably boom, wipe, send. Like it would set up, if we can do it quickly, I think it would set up a nice little Santa rally.
I posted how this is going to play out. That's exactly how it's going to play out. No deviations. No rolling off the trails a little bit. It's going to play out to a T.
All right, then narrate it for us, Will. What is it?
It's going to continue to chop. Probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to get a sweep of 33K. Not a hold, a super bad scare, probably from a higher price. A rip down into 33K. A wipe out of all the OI that continues to hold their long positions, and a hard bounce. And nobody's going to bid it except for me. Because you know what? I've already placed bids at that price of
at 33K.
At 33K, and if it hits, then I'll post what I've basically done.
Remember when you bought 25 publicly?
Yes, I bought 25 publicly. I caught the 19K bounce when it came down to 19K, and I don't play with these moves, man. Like I like catching these falling knives and these fly through.
Will you change your name to Will's Outlook.shove if we go to 33K?
I posted that. I said I'm gonna shove at 33K.
I like the tweet, bro. I like the tweet.
All right,
Will, what do you think about this whole like ETH BTC debate? We were doing some back of the napkin math, just trying to figure out if Bitcoin does go to your 33K spot, give or take. Where do you think ETH's at?
I mean, you could get a wick. Again, it's a wick. That's
so
what people aren't understanding. Like, as far as price, pull up the ETH chart real quick. Let's take a look at it. The 33K, like people aren't seeing the support because it's way off to the left. That's the problem.
The
right?
knife catcher.
Yes, Tyrell, the knife catcher.
I like catching knives. You see me, Max. I've caught a couple of these tops and a couple of these bottoms to a freaking T. And when they hit. Now, granted, as of lately, I haven't been leveraging, but I think this is the place to do that.
Oh, are you setting bids with leverage at 33? Oh, you're not
talking
about spots. Oh, that's a different game, Will. Okay.
That is.
I was going to say, that's fine.
I'm catching with leverage.
Spot, man. I don't mind catching a spot knife, but perps, man, those wicks can go a lot deeper sometimes, man. I mean, take a look. If we could just real quick pull up the Bybit chart, the Bitcoin Bybit chart, Tucker, and then maybe put it next to like a Coinbase chart. I want to show you why, and you guys all know this watching, but maybe pull up one more chart. Tucker. Can you pull up a second chart to the right?
Well, that's what that wick is what I think 33K is.
And let's put up. Oh, so you don't think we go on the spot exchanges? You don't think we hit 33 on Coinbase? You're thinking it's going to be a perps wick?
Yes, it's going to be a perps.
But look at the difference here, guys. Look at the difference on Bybit when we had that liquidation cascade from 29 to 25 for spot. Look at the Bybit wick went all the way down sub 24. I mean, it went like 1,500 points lower than spot pricing. So that's why you have to be careful catching knives on perps, because you could get filled where spot prices bottom out and get liquidated, because I mean, some of these derivatives exchanges, they just have crazy slippage. So this is a prime example of why you have to be a little bit more careful knife catching on perps. I mean, just be careful with perps in general, right?
Yeah, this is not something I'd recommend to anybody else. Not at all. Like this is a dangerous play, but I think I can catch it because I think it is a perps wick.
You remember when we thought the wick needed to be filled, Max?
Dude, I wanted it so badly.
The wick filler.
The wick filler, dude. I'm a wick filler and a CME gapper.
Yeah, but you see that, right? The wick never got filled. Not on spot.
No,
And that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm looking for, the OI wipeout and then the price bounce, right?
so
At support on the
you're
spot.
setting stink bids at 33K on Femex. I assume on our ref link, which is in the description below, and you're gonna be a knife catcher.
I'll be a knife catcher.
Yeah.
Boy, I love it.
I'm telling you, man.
Dude,
Look,
I don't know, man. These FVGs look juicy. That big one.
look, it does, but it's too attractive, right? It's too attractive in an uptrend.
We don't have to
And-
fill the whole thing, man. Just the
Well, no,
middle.
here's the thing, Tucker. Here's the thing. It does get filled
Mm.
much later. Much
Much
later.
later.
We talked about this. We're going higher before lower. And a lot of people don't want to accept that. Jackus is, I think he's on point. Again, you remember, Max, when we were talking about price before we came back to 25K, what was the price I gave you? 37, right? 37. We hit 38 on the money. We got the pullback, and really the trend is so strong. I think Jackus's play plays because we are hovering here.
So, but Will, you've recently revised your upside guesstimations to 48.
Yeah.
Right. So now if we're moving it because price is progressing, the market is moving along. 25K is now equivalent to 33K. And 37K is now equivalent to 48K.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And we're at the low end range of the first move, right? And really, in reality, we can chop all we want. Again, people they look at this and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so much downside. This is a price range. Unless we break the range, there's no reversal. You need to break 30K to have a reversal. You're not getting below 30K.
You're not getting below 30K.
reversing.
No, you're not.
Oh,
a CME gap or look at that.
Tyrell.
Guys, just for those that don't know
Phil.
what that is, man, it's the Ethereum CME futures chart. If price moves up or moves down aggressively on a weekend, you get these little gaps just in this. It's not the spot chart or like perps charts because CME doesn't trade on weekends. All right. So you get a gap up like this, and more times than not, these CME gaps do in fact fill. They have a pretty high hit rate, but it's not a guarantee. They don't always fill. Hence, we have one at 21K on Bitcoin that I really wanted to see filled. And a couple members of my team said we ain't doing it, and we didn't do it. It didn't stop me from buying Bitcoin, but I really there's something about it from like a mental perspective. I really wanted to see that gap get filled, man. I don't like gaps and inefficiencies in the chart, but hey, markets are not perfect, and sometimes they are inefficient. Tucker, I also see a CME gap down at like 1,600, man. Are we going to ignore that one?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
1750.
Just making sure.
1750. 1750 is where I just looked at my chart. 1750. That's where
is there a CME gap at. There's one right down. Oh wait, no, that one's not. Never mind.
He's talking about this.
Yeah. Okay. That's a little bit deeper than I'll allow for, man. I don't think I would allow for a full retrace and still remain bullish. Like if we're back down there, then I think it might be gulag time.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We could very easily, run 25K or 25K. $2,500.
Take that easy, man. Take it easy.
Wait, what did you just say? No.
$2,500 ETH, and before we run any lows, I would think.
What the level we need to run is we need to run these likes up, guys. We got 75 people watching. We got 42 likes on the stream so far. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Please consider liking the content if you have not yet. It just takes one quick moment, and it does wonders for our growth. It does wonders for the channel, and the reason that we're able to grow so quickly is because of your guys' continued support of what we are doing here. Furthermore, if you are new, maybe you came from Twitter or perhaps you found us directly on YouTube, we are Because Bitcoin, and this is our daily live show, Market Check. We are live 5 days per week, Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time with this cast that you are looking at right now, plus one more guy named Snorlax. He's traveling right now, so he'll be back next week. But either way, guys, please, if you have not yet, like the video. And furthermore, subscribe. It will change your life for the better, and we greatly appreciate it. Appreciate your guys' continued support. So please like the stream. Let's run up these likes, man. We are at almost 50 likes already. That's fantastic. So 25 minutes into the stream and 50 likes, we're getting 2 likes. 2 likes every single minute, which is a great ratio, 2 to 1. So please consider liking the stream. And then also, if you are new here, please consider subscribing, as we are live every single day and you can be made aware of when we go live. Will, I see you got your charts up, man. Did you want to share something?
I'll cover it. I should be good right now. Sometimes I turn off my camera just for the audience because I don't know what's going on next door. They're doing steel construction and it's causing me to lag sometimes. But overall, this is kind of the trend I've been watching for ETH. Again, that was your Cheeto in the door meme right there. Gonna snap, everything's over, it's all going down, and we literally bounced right off trend, right? But if we look at price here, for me, I guess the normie play here is, I would like to see Ethereum show strength here. I'd like to see it swing out of this, kind of like right around this range, which is kind of the high end range of where consolidation is. But if you didn't, I could see ETH, if you didn't, swinging right in here, right? There's a lot of confluence in here. There's confluence here. Again, over here, you're seeing, your support zone here. Like there's so much confluence, and this is like your mid range right here for Ethereum. So I would play where the confluence is because I think everybody's shooting for the lows. When in reality, the confluence is above the lows, right? It's more at where price is playing the most. This is your POC. This again, point of control. This is where the most price activity exists on the chart. And once you've gotten above that, you can play it, but you're not going to get below it, right? And if you were to play it, you're playing down to 1,700 tops at best, right? At best, you'll hit 1,700 because I think this remains support. And if you look here, like your best case scenario, I would say would be coming in and maybe filling this wick right here. This is something else to kind of pay attention to. But if you were going to fill anything, you might come in and hit this wick if you're lucky, which would bring price into like 1629. But I think this is more hope than reality, right? I don't think they come back in and resweep this wick. I think they stay above this wick. Even if they're going to sweep low, like 1700's your best case entry, in my opinion. But really, in reality, I think this is a scare up here for Ethereum. I don't think that it's a true downtrend. I think Ethereum's actually going to turn around up here and roll back through. And if you want to wait for confirmation, I can give you a confirmation price. It's actually fairly easy right here. Again, confluence, and confluence is everything, right? Confluence. Now we could say this right here is, this broke the trend, and it did. It broke the trend to the upside. It allowed room for a price to, once it deteriorated, to reaccumulate higher, right? And so I think these are just secular swings that are going to start moving like this for Ethereum, and Ethereum gets to break out somewhere around 2,500, right? Now the problem is where does this line up? Well, it comes much closer to the halving than a lot of people are anticipating, right? And so if I were a betting guy, which I do, obviously with leverage every day when it comes to crypto, I would say you're probably looking at something like following this trend. And so you'll probably stay somewhere within the realm of current price on the current pullback. So if you're selling here to buy lower, good luck. But in reality, I'm seeing this as a potential, kind of play out to shake people out of positions. If you're looking for a confirmation for entry, I can tell you if I was looking for a confirmation for entry, I'd be looking for anything above this area right here. So if price were to swing back above here, I would reposition for a long. If I were looking for confirmation for entry. But if price remained below here, you can trend down to wherever you think the trend plays, whether that be to 1,800, 1,700, but you can play this level by level. Because I think even if it comes down, it's going to bounce at 18. It's going to bounce at 17, and then it's going to play, and then maybe roll out from there. The higher time frame trend is starting to prevent price from going deeper. And I think this higher time frame trend here holds. So the longer they run this sideways, the more support they create in this price zone, and the less likely you're going to get deeper prices, right? You're getting compressed. A lot of people are looking at this and they're like, well, it's going to break down, blah, 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 because it's got the basically the uptrend or the rising wedge. But in reality, I think this thing sweeps something like this. Tight, break, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people get this wrong. But yeah, that's my thoughts with ETH, man. I don't think there's a lot of room to come down. There's not enough room here, at least for me to come down to where I would sell spot. Right? Would I probably look to leverage it?
One key level on ETH is on the weekly time frame. There was that weekly order block at 1850, I believe, which was such an important level for us. Yeah, right there, Will.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense, in my opinion, to come back somewhere around there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe you deviate it, maybe you front run it. I don't know. But I don't think there's that, like, even though Tucker's market maker sell model that we were looking at, I think is valid. And I also think it could line up with, like a serious pullback spot. For Bitcoin, maybe Bitcoin goes to 34K for spot markets, then maybe you get filled on a wick to 33K. ETH BTC goes 0.04999. Everybody starts going crazy, posting pictures of it. It's just hard for me to imagine Ethereum really going like sub 1700, man, and giving back like a majority of this move up. It's not impossible, right? But it's hard to imagine that.
Yeah, everybody's looking at SPY right now, and they're thinking this is distribution. Everybody's looking at SPY and thinking this is distribution. Like, I'm watching crypto Twitter, and I'm watching them literally just sit there, and everything is distribution in their minds. And it's like, dude, you guys are high. You can't see the trend at all.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how
Tucker was ICT's mentor, actually. Just something you guys don't know is he was his mentor. He's actually his father. Yeah. So.
Wow, this is a really old chart.
Oh man,
Will.
Yeah.
Oh, Will.
let's not talk about that one. I think I got filled on most of that. Look at that.
We might have to clean that up, Will. It's hard to see. Do I have to teach you the folder trick too, Will?
Yeah. That's why I have so many different exchanges, because I don't know the folder.
No, Will needs a folder for tickers, man. He needs a folder for tickers.
He needs, yeah.
Look,
he might need to purge that watch list. No one can watch that much stuff, man. I know he's good, but that's insane.
I do though. I do watch it. I'll show you guys a trick one day. I'm like, what I do, because like there is a trick to the madness of having that many tickers. Look at this, guys. Like, just look at it. I can't point out the patterns any easier for people, man. Like, breakout, distribution, breakout, distribution, breakout, distribution. What do we think's occurring up here?
Well, it's actually breakout reaccumulation.
Yeah, reaccumulation. People think it's distribution.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. People think it's distribution. Like, you got to look at these sell models, guys, / buy models, and understand kind of the move that's more secular here, and just stop playing into the normie trend. Like, it's so obvious. Like, look at these moves in between each impulse right here, right? The impulse is an impulse. It is a real impulse. It is a real impulse. These are not fake, implementations of money into the market. If they were fake, this would have ended a while ago. It would not still be going on right now. And that's where a lot of people lose the plot, right? We're on impulse 4 right now, and people still think this is fake. Like, this is a full-on market that is starting. Look, think of this as like a secular compression, right? This is only compression for what is coming. That's all this is. This is literal compression, right? It's up compression, 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 and then breakout, right? That's all it is. And so many people are missing the plot. They can't see the forest through the trees at the end of the day. And it's the same thing for Ethereum. Look, you're in a very similar situation here, where you had this massive sell-off, compression, and it's looking for a breakout. That's all it's doing. Like, these are not looking for breakdown positions. like a lot of people think they are.
You know what's crazy right now, man, is that Tucker, I'm going to go back to you just for a second here, man. Bitcoin is literally just like Bitcoin's at 36.1 right now. Look at this. Altcoins are getting completely destroyed.
Just hanging out.
It doesn't. I mean, it just.
You guys hear me? Oh, good.
Chef Jackus.
Yep.
The people are hungry, Jackus. You're
I
keeping
was
them
talking
waiting.
to you before, and then I realized that somehow it's not registering my mic. So I
Is this Mr. Spread?
Yeah, it is.
This is Mr. Spread. Okay. I think it's Mr. Spread.
Paradigm shift.
You guys
Nice
still
name.
have chairs not stacking hard enough. It's over. That's funny.
It's an old meme. It's an old Bitcoin meme with chairs.
Look at that. I haven't even looked at that.
Guys, like your HTF is everything, man.
What is the
Like,
green box, Tucker?
Oh my gosh.
I just drew it as the POC area,
Is the bid zone?
the bid zone. Yeah.
Shove
I
buff.
like those impulse likes you had marked there, Will. I think that's a point that a lot of people are not viewing. That like, I know that you don't have the charts there anymore, but if you would zoom out, you would realize that
I still have it.
yeah,
Oziel.
but Tucker is charting right now. So, but like all the bear moves were basically reaccumulations or like very efficiently price trending lower, but then you always had that impulse higher, right? In like few days, and that's the context that lots of people are not seeing. That impulse likes drive the trend.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're getting impulses, you are getting interest. If you're getting interest, you're getting volume. If you're getting volume, price go up. I know some people that's the only three words they need to hear, right? Price go up, but that's what is going on. It's like,
Yes,
I'm
Oziel.
still waiting for someone to say, I don't care
Yes.
about all of that. Just give me entry, TP, and stop loss.
and if you
Fill
look here too, the
fill in
funny
these.
part is if we swing low, what price is the bottom of this channel here, Max?
Which channel? I'm looking at.
33K.
We're looking at Tucker's screen.
Oh, my bad.
Oziel gave us a generous super chat again. Thank you, Oziel.
Thank
The
you,
world
Ozil.
is watching TIA holding green while markets are red. You think this will make it pump harder when markets go back to green? It's certainly possible, man. It's certainly possible. A lot of attention is on it. People are, I mean, they dropped it. I mean, they released this project on the open market at the perfect time, right? I mean, we're 5 months out from a Bitcoin halving and it's a new L1. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. There's no question about it. I mean, these things always are, but who knows? You know, who knows? Maybe it's the next Soul. You know,
This and Caspa have definitely perked my interest. I talked a lot of S about Caspa. I'm not at all going to sit up here and try and pretend like I've been some kind of Caspa bull. I've talked a lot of S about Caspa, and I'll tell you guys this: I was completely wrong. And I'm one that's humble enough to come up and say that. Unlike a lot of people that they'll sit there and they'll move the goalpost. I'm humble enough to come up and say I was wrong on Caspa. And I pointed it out the day it broke my trend. I flipped the second and that was my validation, invalidation. As soon as I got invalidated, I flipped.
and guess what? It's still arguably cheap in terms of valuations for newer projects goes.
By market cap.
I mean, is it $1 billion market cap? I don't even know what it is right now exactly.
I don't even think it's $1 billion yet. I think it's probably about 700 million, something like
Let
that.
me check
800
right
million.
now. If somebody
Yeah,
knows
I'm
in the
checking,
comments,
I'm
let us
checking.
know.
It's
Market cap. Oh wow, it's 2.5 billion.
FTV
billion?
is 6 bill.
Yeah, but FDV is hard. That's a hard one because if you look
Yeah,
at FDV,
0.5.
they could be paying X amount, and a lot of that reserve could just be going to miners, right?
Coin market cap has it at 875 mil.
I wish.
Look at
Max.
CoinGecko. It's completely different. Something
Max.
goofy.
I figured it out. We'll talk after the show. I got something for stack on the website that I think can help with clarity on data, because there's a gap in
Oh.
data when it comes
Are you
to
talking
market
about
caps.
terminal?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, Max, no, it's the
we
same
gotta stay
market
hush
cap on
about
both.
that for right now. But
Will, it's this, or Max, it's the same market cap.
dude, I just checked on my phone. Maybe it's the app or something.
CoinGecko has it at 866. CoinMarketCap
Yeah, that's what I was
has it
thinking.
at
86
875.
under $1 billion, right? Under $1 billion.
Dude, I'll show you right
800 million.
No,
Yeah,
I'll show you right
under
now,
1
man. I'll
billion.
show you.
Yeah.
Look at this, Tucker. Look at this. I'm gonna text it to you right now so you think I'm not crazy. All right, hang on.
What does it
Oh,
say?
just
I'm
throw
gonna
it on
text
Dex
it to you right
Screener.
now.
Dex Screener will give you the real numbers.
Look, I just texted it to you. Check your text. Something's wrong
That's
on my phone.
Caspa.
That's what we're talking about.
What?
I thought we were talking about Caspa. Will was saying he was wrong about Caspa.
No, I was
Wait.
wrong on the directionality of Casper.
And he was wrong on the directionality of Caspa.
Are we
And
not
I said,
talking
but
about Celestia?
no.
We
And then
were
I
talking
said,
about Casper.
and I said, but the good news is that it's still a cheap name in terms of valuations. If we're extrapolating it out for where it could go at like next cycle, I mean, it could be $100 billion market cap plus by the end of next, cycle, quote unquote. I mean, that's still what 35x from here or something like that.
Yeah, I think you probably get 8 cents again, 9 cents again. If I had to guess.
Yeah, Celestia too, Tucker. Celestia too. I mean, we weren't talking about it, but you're right. Like it's a sub-billion market cap.
Look, the bottom's in for Caspa. You guys are
Well,
just SOL.
I mean,
if
the
you think that
bottom
you're
was
getting
back
in.
here.
No, I'm talking about the current move. All right, the current move. That's it.
You're
Like,
saying the bottom's in right here?
I'm saying like you might get 10 cents.
I mean, this thing is vertical, bro.
It isn't full on like.
But they did just
low
list it on
IQ,
Binance
buy
futures, man.
mode.
They listed it for futures on Binance, which has historically marked the top of parabolas, and this was a parabola. That's not a bearish stance on Caspa at all.
Mhm.
It's a short-term bearish thesis given an external factor. Like, I mean, take a look at what happened with Pepe, man. We had a great time trading Pepe. Like, we got it early on chain. I'm sitting there with Tommy, and we're like, all right, dude, just got listed on Binance. If there's going to be a final 2x from here or 3x, it's going to be from this Binance listing. We start to see them distribute as soon as it gets listed on Binance. And we both sold pretty close to the top, like right up in that region. But yeah, the Binance listing marked the top of the Pepe parabola. And the parabola is cut off because this is just the Binance chart. But you can see as soon as it got listed on Binance, it marked the top. And I know that Cass was materially different than something like Pepe. Okay?
I mean,
but it's just to show that it has happened before, and it's not coincidence that now, Binance, look at that. Now Binance lists Caspa, and it's already down off of its high significantly.
Yeah, well, and you got to keep in mind too, when an exchange lists, right?
There it is.
When an exchange lists, what do they have to do prior to the listing? Well, they need tokens. So what do they have to do to the token prior to the listing?
They acquire.
They acquire, and that's where the parabola probably came from, right? And so I would expect that if they want to be able to actually make out not lose on buying that up, then they have to sit up here and distribute for a little while before they come down, right? We saw it with Ox. Ox got listed, got crushed, and then ran up again, and then finally fell over later.
You mean we got to do some of this?
Yes, that's correct. We have to distribute high.
And I don't think we're going to have a distribution like that. I mean, the last leg of this distribution down was catalyzed by somebody going to jail, so.
Listen, Tommy just put up a great comment.
This is from Tommy, who's hopefully cozy first class today. Tommy says most bullish asset in crypto is the video's like button. Tommy, I have to badger everybody again. You guys can thank Tommy for this one. Guys, we have almost 80 people watching and we have 63 likes on the video. Guys, if you have not liked the content yet, please consider just taking one quick moment and hitting that thumbs up button for us. It does wonders for the channel. It does wonders for the show. And the reason we are able to grow so quickly is because of your guys' continued support and how you hit that like button and how you subscribe to the channel. So please, let's run up these likes, guys. We're at 63 still. Nobody is obliging right now. Nobody is liking it right now. But please consider just one quick moment. Make sure that you're signed into your account if you're enjoying the content, and please hit that thumbs up button for us. Furthermore, if you are new here, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We go live Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time, 5 days per week, with our cast that you are looking at right now. Tommy's in the comments, but normally he's here. So please hit that thumbs up button for us. And also, if you are new, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. Back to Tucker's propaganda.
So real quick,
Oh,
Yeah.
this is in wrapped ETH terms, man. Jesus Christ. What am I doing?
but the
This
point,
is like
the
5
point,
cents. This is like 5 cents, though.
the
I
point
can see
being,
that, man. That's the zoo gets released from jail pump right
that's
there.
gonna be a rally. That's gonna be
Yeah.
a rally.
I mean,
bro.
guys, that
people are
happens in
sleeping.
like not very long from now.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna see like they're gonna be like, this is the future of finance by Ox, and I'm gonna be selling to those people.
No, Zoo's just gonna paint the chart, brother. He's gonna paint it like he did AVAX. Oh,
But yeah,
they are going to run this thing back eventually.
Yeah.
Oh my God, ETH's at 1907, man. What just happened?
I told you guys you could sweep from here. You could literally sweep.
Oh man, they might just run it back to that point of control today, Tucker. What the heck, man?
I know. Where was that?
1850 was the one that Max had.
No,
I have
it's
1700.
Egregious sell off, man.
This one.
Thank
Yeah.
God I closed out a lot of my exposure this morning on leverage.
The thing is
Oh
ETH
my
is
God.
dropping and Bitcoin's holding, right? So it's a pretty interesting correlation here. But could you pass over the chart real quick, Tucker? Since I'm old and don't know how to switch it. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Tommy. Oh, Tommy.
Tommy,
Turn off the
stop.
in-flight Wi-Fi, man. Stop this menace.
Oh my gosh.
Tommy, we drew the
Tommy.
market maker sell model down to like 1700, brother.
All I'm gonna tell you, Tommy, is you need to get more sleep. Okay. 'Cause I don't think you're getting enough sleep, man. All right. No, just no, but the Ethereum. I like the 1850 that you threw out there, Max. I do like that. I also like the 1700 price range. That would be my ideal lowest low. And again, I think a sweep of Bitcoin 33K makes sense, especially if Ethereum's going to pull back in that big of a way. I think you sweep 33K, and that could bring you into this range with a high pop off rate. Yeah, I don't see the case for being bearish here. I think this looks like distribution. People are playing it like distribution, but it's a play on liquidity, essentially. Again, it more comes down to me at this point, and you know me, I'm not an OI maxi, but I definitely think that OI matters here.
What is an OI maxi, Will?
Somebody who
Somebody
strictly
who
goes off
invests
OI.
Somebody who invests in the open interest diligently.
But I would say pull back somewhere in these ranges. Ultimately, again, I just think this is like people are like, when do I get in? Where's the pullback? Just watch the charts because this thing wicks down. You're going to get a lot of really great entries. That's all I can tell you. I did want to speak on though too, and this is something we haven't talked about. Hey, what do we think about the AVAX news?
The JP Morgan news or whatever.
AVAX
The
is
JP
topped.
Morgan.
AVAX is topped, man.
I'm not talking about price. No, I'm not talking about price.
What was the news?
So JP Morgan is using the AVAX layer as their stack
Can't.
for the Onyx layer.
For what?
No, they're
So
not.
Onyx.
What does that even mean?
I don't
know
even
what that
buy it.
means.
No.
So I'll pull it up for you.
Jamie Dimon loves AVAX.
Look,
didn't know
you
that.
guys have to listen. You have to appreciate propaganda. Okay,
You have to.
this is real propaganda. All right.
This is propaganda. Thank you, Crypto Shark. This is a very salient point. There's 82 people watching now and 67 likes. Something is not adding up. There's something fishy going
So-
on, guys. We got to get these likes up.
Tucker, let's. I got to switch my share screen. Sorry, hold on just a second. Give me just a second.
Whoa, Will.
I know you're scared because your guys' faces are zoomed in on. Just give me 1 second.
Gosh.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Wait, while my face
I
is
hit
here,
share.
Will, hang on. I'm
Can
gonna
you,
change. While my face is here, I'm going to the Will's Outlook background.
Oh my god.
Go to the or go to my stream real quick if you could. I already hit share. You forget I'm old, so it doesn't switch for me because of my age.
Onyx by JP Morgan leverages it. No. There's no way.
It is true, bro.
Jamie Dimon
It's
loves Subnets.
true. It's true. It's not fake. It's not fake. Onyx by JP Morgan and Apollo Global have announced JP Morgan announced this yesterday. They announced this.
So, Will, why is this relevant news? Like, why is this groundbreaking?
It's groundbreaking because it is basically propaganda that's going to drive liquidity to the AVAX layer. That's going to mean all their shit coins and vaporware.
So, are you telling me that we should all bridge to AVAX right now, Will? Is that what you're
I'm just saying, hey, if you're not a part of the ecosystem, I don't know what to tell you guys. All right, I just don't know what to tell you.
I'm not a part of the ecosystem, brother.
Hey, Max, remember fading me on Nakamoto Games?
No. I didn't fade you on it. I refused to be a bridgeor, so I didn't want to bridge. If it was on, if I could swap, if I could go to Uniswap and just swap a bunch of ETH or USDT on ETH into Nakamoto Games, I would have done it. But I didn't want to bridge.
Stargate Finance, brother. It's easy.
Hold on. Before we move forward, and then we can move forward from this. All right, go ahead and switch to my chart real quick. I want you guys to understand what fading generational wealth looks like. All right. So I'm gonna just show you guys a chart.
Well, there's a lot of charts where you could point that out, man. It's like
I pointed this out to you specifically and said, buy this. You and Tommy. All right.
Will, I want to see proof of your holdings in Nakamoto Games. I don't think you're actually an owner of Nakamoto Games.
There
He
you
just
go.
found a chart that he liked, and he's like, "Pump it."
Send me
Bro,
confirmation.
look, I will send you some snippets of buys. Okay.
No, I don't want that you bought previously. I want
current
proof that you
holdings.
hold right now. Okay.
I've not shown you my whole portfolio because it's horrible.
No, just the Nakamoto. Just the one. I don't need to see anything
And
else.
I'm holding it. Okay.
I want proof that you're holding it.
All right. I'll show you proof that I'm holding it.
Proof of custody.
So,
Will. Proof
yeah,
of
I want
custody.
you guys to understand this. Look, we talked about this at the breakout.
No, we talked about it in the wedge or in
Then
the
that was
channel.
later.
Yeah, we were
That
in the
was
wedge.
no. This was later. Because I kept bringing it up to you guys.
We had the
No,
you-
this
Tommy's
you didn't
in
talk
the
about
had-
it in
Tommy remembers this.
2022.
Tommy has an
Tommy
elephant
knows.
brain. Okay.
I'll wait until Tommy comes back because he knows. He remembers. He even said 14 cents the other day. He said 14 cents is where we first talked.
Dude,
about it.
I only remember that
Look.
wedge right there.
No,
Look.
but
Look.
where's 2023? Because it was in 2023.
Yes.
Look.
Yes, it was this year.
It was this
Look.
year. Will mark out 2023 with a vertical line.
This is all 2023.
all
I
of
can
that?
see.
All of it. Yes.
No,
all
it's
of
not.
Will,
Look, I'm going to point out January here to you.
there it is.
Right here is January. Right here.
Perfect.
So we
Perfect.
talked about that probably like 3-4 months ago. So where would that have been?
No, it was towards the beginning of the
we
year.
have all the recordings
All right,
archived.
we're gonna go back to the
We
recording.
started we didn't start the show January of 2023. We've
No,
only
no,
been
I-
on YouTube.
No. This right here was not up 14 cents. Up here was 14 cents.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
fair.
Like, yeah,
Okay, I'm
January
saying
was
we weren't at
was
the
10
low
cents.
talking about it because we didn't
No,
even
no,
have the
no,
show
no.
at the time.
I waited until the breakout,
Okay,
and then I
Okay.
saw it starting to move, and I was like, "You need to start buying."
you
and
did.
then we
you
started
did say to
forming-
buy. He did
and
say
then
to
we-
buy everybody.
He
I'm
did.
debating him on the timing. He did suggest we shove, but I remember it being like above there, maybe like 20
Look,
cents
let's
ish.
let's go with your thesis. That's your floor of your
It's no
channel.
thesis. It's just it's just timing. It's all about
So-
timing.
The time.
We did go into an accumulation range, right? We found a double bottom low, and then what did we do? We shoved off it. Then we rolled back to it, and what did we do? We shoved off it. What are we about to do right now? We're about to roll back to it, and then we're going to shove off it. And what price are we at right now?
I mean, we've mooned, bruv. We've mooned.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I know these chains suck to bridge, but it's the play.
All right.
I'm just
Will
telling
did
you.
tell us
Look,
to shove, but I need confirmation of shove from you, Will. I need confirmation that you shoved Nakamoto games.
I'll post it publicly. How about that?
All right, deal.
All right. I'll post
Deal.
it publicly. But I've been talking about this one since the beginning.
You have been. I will
Right
give you
here?
credit. Look at that watch list, man. He's scrolling for days. Oh
No,
my
but I
God.
have specific plays.
Is it alphabetical order too?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I just noticed it's all alphabetical.
Remember this one?
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Remember our discussions on this one?
Yeah.
Now, granted, and keep in mind, I have buys on this in my Discord prior to even joining BB. So I just want you guys to understand that. I shoved very low on this one and currently at 7, right? I'll show you another one.
Will, have
I
you
just
left
made a
the
purchase
stream,
on.
brother?
Oh, hold on.
Will.
I shouldn't show people that, should I?
Too much
Which
alpha.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. My bad. But yeah,
That's for the Discord, Will. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
but no, I do. I've made quite a few calls, but mainly I prioritize the gaming sector specifically in all areas. Another one I shoved on, and I posted you the price of the unit. They were 70 freaking ETH per NFT. Granted, I had to sell it for a lot lower than that, but I still got a lot of ETH for it.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a huge play.
On a few different NFT projects, I've made stupid amounts.
I am very bullish on gaming going into next cycle. I haven't begun to accumulate any yet, but I do believe it's going to be a sector that outperforms. You know, kind of like we saw these little phases last cycle, like the metaverse popped off for a while, and obviously to start out we had DeFi and stuff like that. I think that gaming is going to be one this cycle that's going to be huge, which is why, just easy enough, I'm very bullish on Rollbit. I don't own any right now, but I am pretty bullish on it.
I don't know about ETH Classic.
It looks kind of good, honestly. Why does it look good?
It does.
How does
Because of
ETC Bitcoin look? How does Ethereum Classic Bitcoin look? I've never charted that pair.
It looks. Yeah, we can pull it up.
We're gonna jump over to Tucker.
Look
I
at
think
this
he's
real quick.
pulling it up. Does it look just as bad as ETH BTC? Yeah, it does.
Probably
It
worse.
even way worse.
Oh man.
Wait, hang on. There might be some signal in that. Hang on now. Tommy says ETC big bid at 15 to 16 bucks. Going back to Will now.
There it is. That's your offer.
Dude, that might be it, man. Retest that trend line. That might be a shove spot. Can we chart ETC against Ethereum, Tucker? And just try to navigate this little setup.
Do you see why I keep this list?
Oh man.
Yeah, now I do.
I go back and I revisit the classics looking for setups.
Man.
Look at that. Top to top.
Man. Go back one more.
days.
Go back one more spike. How many days was the previous spike as well?
That says we should top on January 7th.
Tucker, go back to the previous spike too.
Which one? This?
That one to the big middle one. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Guys.
Like clockwork.
Hang on. Tucker, now go chart ETC against ETH. And let's see how it looks against ETH. Okay, she looks ready to go. Dude, it might be ETC time.
Bro, imagine the rotation.
Just for the pump,
Oh,
man.
the
Just for the
time to
pump.
be alive.
Oh, it's the in and the out. That's all this is. It's
Jackus,
literally
this
the
is
in and out.
inspired from your intermarket analysis. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. What do you
Look
say?
at this.
15?
Look at this. I'd rather audit Trump's tax returns than a BB team's on-chain transactions, man.
That's fair.
That's just for Will, man. That's just for Will. You don't want.
You don't
anything
want to
do
see
with
my
Will, man.
wallets, man. Like,
Will,
you don't want to see Wobby's on-chain transactions.
okay, yeah.
man.
Will and Wobby. Those are the two. Mine are pretty simple. Mine are like Uniswap, ETH to
No,
USDC.
my tax guy looks at my stuff and he's like, "What is cummies?" And I'm like, "Let's just
You
not
bought
talk about it."
$100,000 of Cum Coin, Will?
Like, let's just not talk about it. I just need my taxes done.
It's the meme where you took 8,000 trades and made 1847 in profit or whatever.
Bro, look, I don't know if you guys see my IG, but like I posted all my P&Ls last cycle, man. Like I was turning 250 into 25K. I was turning like $200 into like 10K. Like it was stupid in 2021. That's why like I told, like we were talking about percentages gained last cycle. I told Mr. Spread, I was like, dude, I think I averaged probably close to like 9,000% last cycle. And that was just because like all the stupid like coins that I got into this just the dumbest stuff. Like literally just I throw one BNB in, I come out with 25K, 30K. I wait for the run up and I just exit. And then everybody calls me, you know, a bunch of names and blah 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 and says, "Oh, you did blah blah blah." And then at a certain point, like I started getting noticed by some whales and they brought me in a group, and then I started getting whitelists into shitcoins. And then that just turned it into a whole different game, basically.
Bro, look
But
at
it was
Evan
fun.
Casey, man. This guy is just
I was going to prison.
Evan goes, I'm so going to prison. JK.
No, imagine the IRS audits me and they see cummies on my tax returns. Like, I'm like, you didn't pay taxes on cummies. I'm like,
Like I was too
yeah.
embarrassed.
Yeah. That's all.
All right, you know, Chef Jackus has been real quiet. A little too quiet. Which makes me think he's cooking up something.
I'm
Is
just
that true,
listening
Chef
and
Jackus?
enjoying. Yeah, no. It's like it's really hard to jump into discussion without interrupting anyone. So I was just listening and enjoying and laughing in the
Well,
background.
maybe you shouldn't be
How
so
you guys?
polite then, Jackus. Maybe you're
Hi.
being too polite. Maybe you should cut us off a little bit.
No, listen, you guys talked about cummies, so I didn't want to jump into that.
He's like, this sounds interesting. Keep going.
Well, since you guys talked about the ETC narrative, I mean,
The narrative, yeah.
there is something to it, because if you like overlay Ethereum, ECUSD, and ETC USD, we see that usually ETC likes to catch up on that Ethereum strength, and it sort of makes sense, right? And it's really been lagging as like these whole 500 days plus that Ethereum has been in this ascending triangle. The ETC has been sort of making lower lows and lower highs, but sort of like accumulating, right? And I think there is lots of sense that the moment ECUSD goes higher, like the 3060 we are talking about, ETC is gonna catch up and probably outperform.
Outperform. There you go. Yeah.
How do you even buy ETC? I've never even looked into
All
it.
the
I've never
exchanges hold
considered
it, bro. All of them.
anywhere,
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can I swap from like actual like ETH Vitalik ETH in its current state to ETC?
On Coinbase.
On
No, but I
Coinbase.
don't.
Yeah.
Can I just go like? Is there like a Stargate equivalent of it or something?
I don't know.
I mean, you could do it on
No.
Uniswap.
Can I?
Would have it. Yeah.
You
got
can
the pair.
swap ETH to ETC on Uniswap.
Yes.
No, Uniswap's only ERC20.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you
ETC
could,
is a different chain.
yeah, but you could still swap it. If you're talking about bridging it, then sure. But there's ETC on the ETH network.
Yeah, but is it wrapped ETC or something?
Probably. I mean, it's the same thing. It's gonna be the same value.
I mean, that's crazy. Sometimes ETC front runs, and sometimes it's Ethereum with front runs. It's like with
Yeah,
Bitcoin, right?
ETC last cycle. Oh man, I made the most ridiculous arbitrage play. When Coinbase listed it, man, I was on Binance and like there was like a $30-$40 difference, and I shoved all in on Binance and shifted over to Coinbase with all that liquidity. And they froze my account for like I think I told the story before, but they froze my account for like 24 hours or 48 hours, and the arbitrage was still going on when they unfroze my account, so I was able to sell for the full amount. In fact, I think it got a little bit higher at the time.
Insane. And
Well, it's just playing on their liquidity. These exchanges tend to open with a lot less liquidity than what people think, so the drive volume actually pushes price up on the oracles way higher than the actual price. There was a similar arbitrage play with Omi when that came out too. I had to go on the most sketchiest freaking platform I've ever been on and shove a bunch of liquidity on it to try and buy a bunch of Omi before it came out for the Uniswap pair.
I like the confluence currently on ETHBTC that's hitting the H12 support.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Evan, I'm gonna be real. Look, there's nobody's using ETH Classic. All it is just an arbitrage play. You're literally just trying to play the liquidity because you know it will come and they're gonna flush up price, and then you're gonna get out when they flush up price, and everybody else is gonna get trapped.
Yeah, I don't actually care about ETC. I just want to hit the parabola and then rotate out of it.
Yeah.
Dent USD looks like a rug. Just saying.
I wonder if they're going to let me buy Caspa sub 10 cents. They might. Oof.
The EMP's coming down in a big way.
All right, here's Jackus's chart. What you got?
Well, we talked about that ETHBTC probably comes back and fills this move, this inefficiency. And here I like the confluence that it's just about to fill it now. So I wonder if it does cause that reaction. And ECUSD is right here filling the inefficiency as well. Right, while it has taken this low, so it's like filling the daily inefficiency, taking the H4 low that lots of people might be long in here or has longed it here and had their stop right below, and it took all these two lows. So this is a nice confluence right now, but it also may be just going to go all the way down here and fill the ETH CME gap.
Ooh, Jackus, you're a CME gap or
Man, I was like calling about CME gaps for so long, already in 2020 or so. Like I use them a lot myself. But
there's such good signals, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
have you looked at FXI, Jackus?
FXI?
Yeah. So it's the Chinese large cap market.
Oh,
Top
no.
one. Looks like it's rebalancing out again. You look, it already recaptured the lows, wick down.
Well, what is? We've never even talked about this before. What is this?
It's something that I used to watch, but I actually lost track of it. I just looked at it and I was like, "Oh, they already filled the entire position on FXI." That's pretty crazy. So that big drop in, that's like your low capitulation, and now I think you're kind of playing the mid range. The reason I use this, or why I utilize it, to see where China is gonna bounce on their economy, and where they could potentially kind of hold at, right? And so I'm actually bullish China. Anywhere is that is above that low range of where we're currently sitting at.
This doesn't look too good, if I'm being honest.
I don't think it does that.
I mean, that's legit where I was saying, and it's just a chart, right? Because it will depend on lots of factors, but it's legit. Like here, when I was saying that Matic heads below here, it's legit the
SEC
same.
delays ETF for Ethereum until next year,
Oh shit!
but it's
Here
also November 17th, so
Is it
Here
just
comes the fake sell-off.
it's like 45 days.
is it just
the
selling
fake
now?
sell-off. All right, people were asking for entries. You're about to get them.
That's so funny. Everybody wants the dip, and then the dip comes, and they don't want the dip.
Yeah.
It
Now
goes
everyone
deeper.
is calling
Most of you
for,
don't mean it when you want the dip. I mean
Everyone-
it.
Everyone is now calling for 1700 on East.
Yeah, Tucker. Wow,
Bro,
Tucker.
I don't know if we
GME?
get it though. Hang on, I'm gonna steal it real quick. I'll give it back.
You just pulled a Tommy.
Yeah, I know. Look at the trend line confluence, man.
I'll be buying
18.
more spot ETH there at 1860 if that happens.
Look
I'm
at
not
that,
waiting for
man.
1600 or something. I don't care, man. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Beautiful.
Look at that. That's what it is. All right, I'll give it back, Jackus. I'll give it back.
Where I didn't even manage to see that. Yeah, I think like that chart you mentioned just feels too much like this one. And right here I was saying like this is not looking good. We are probably coming down here below this low, right?
Yeah, I can see it with Matic being a low cap, but I couldn't see it with like Chinese, all their high caps just
I
dropping.
know,
like
I
that.
know. I mean like oh wait,
You know what I'm saying with that though, right? That's like their entire economy essentially just getting
Wait,
completely demoed if that happens.
somehow this chart is now completely different. Wait.
the polygons following the Chinese market.
Wait, what? No. What the fuck? Look, if I pull out the
That is pretty
FX
crazy.
FX,
Yeah, I see that.
okay, but if I do the same, how are these? What the fuck? How are these charts
They
different?
look the same.
It is the same. It is the same.
China. Yeah.
What the heck?
What's going on here? Like it is
You gotta
same
change.
chart.
Is one in
Yeah.
log or something?
No, but even if it were, it should be showing this one. Like I have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah, that one looks better.
Well,
the
your
one you have there
bottom
at the bottom.
axis is
Well,
different. Your dates.
it's not about what looks better. It's the same chart. It's trading view fault or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. That the
Oh,
one at the
one-
bottom looks more realistic
Huh.
of what's
Wait,
going on.
that's super weird. What the heck, man?
Is one in log and one not in log?
No, it's the same regular.
I don't understand what's happening here.
Me neither. That's why I'm so confused.
Zoom
How
in
is
on
that
the second one a
possible?
little bit.
Wait.
How is that
Let's-
possible?
I have no idea. But I'm gonna pull in a third chart. The same.
Evan Casey, man, there is no thing there.
Case.
Oh my
What-
god!
what
Somebody
did
needs to
you-
report this to TradingView.
Oh man, are we
And
panicking?
look, the third chart looks like this.
Oh, we're getting
So
a
which one
candle.
do we go with?
Guys,
Yeah.
sorry, Jackus.
Go steal
Guys,
it.
What's going on?
Oh.
Was there
we're
news?
getting a Chad
Was there
candle.
news? What's going on?
What's the
ETFs
news?
delayed, so everybody buys.
Yes, delayed pump it.
Hang on. Check BB's Twitter.
You gotta admit though, it is funny how like we can make anything bullish or anything bearish. It just depends on the trade
don't
on the
see
trend of the
anything.
market.
I don't see anything.
Valentin
There's
hasn't
nothing.
put anything out.
I
There's
don't
literally
see any
nothing.
news.
I don't see anything.
Bro, it's like
Okay,
all right.
okay. Back to Jackus.
Oh, One that I brought up in my Discord a while ago, and I told some people to get into. I think one dude jumped like 5K into it. VLS, man, and that one, I hope he took profit. That's all I'm gonna say. Did you pull up VLS?
Wait,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to hear more about ETH and BTC from Jackus, man. Why
Uh,
are we looking at Chinese stocks right now? He's got the alpha on the ETH
Hey, don't be
BTC.
I don't
hating on
know.
China, man. All right.
I'm hating on China, man, because trading you can't even get the charts right. Look at this.
That's so weird. Yeah, anyways, I just quickly to Will's point, and then we leave the China. That's because why the chart looks bearish to me. I suppose this one's correct then. Okay.
If the angle one's correct, you're probably right. If the angle one's not correct, then I don't know if that's right.
Listen, it's legit feeling like the China one. It legit looks like this, right? Except the one above is on 1 month time frame, and this one is on 3 day, but they are legit the same. They are the same picture, right? So I think what happens is some bullshit like
You
this.
think China goes deeper?
China goes to fucking zero, man.
Man, it ain't going that deep, Jackus. Come on, man.
I have
Zero.
no idea, but
Yeah,
like,
they had the
it-
best
it-
labor rates out there. It's called slave labor.
slave labor. I don't know. Maybe they are getting nuked by US. Who knows? I don't know. The chart is pretty bad.
I mean, that could come to fruition. You know, if they continue to play against the U.S. like they have been, I could definitely see that coming to fruition as far as their economy, which would actually be really bullish for American dollar, right? And America that everybody says is going to collapse.
Okay, let's see what.
Ooh, could
We are pamping.
do go ahead and do that, Jackus. But when you're done, run that FXI against our large caps, like something like SPY.
Do we have any
Listen,
news on this, Tucker, or do we
listen.
just pump randomly? Is there anything that
Look,
like happened?
look,
Or...
look.
I think we're just pamping on any given day, Max.
Oh, well, I'm fine with that.
The
It
reason
seems
doesn't
like a
matter.
weird move. It seems like a
Just
really
know we're
bizarre
going up.
move.
What have I just said? We dump into here, and this is a nice confluence right here. But I have no idea. It's just technical. All right. We dump into the support for the inefficiency, and what's happening on here?
Can we throw up Evan Casey's comment there?
Did they liquidate Evan right before?
The last comment he made.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, technically, right, this is just a mechanical bounce after taking the stops and filling the daily inefficiency. So we still need to reclaim above here, because technically anything here is a lower high, right, on this time frame. But
Yeah.
so like, yeah, we have to get above here, and then we can talk. But it's a good start, and it makes sense, right? That
Yeah.
we have just filled the daily inefficiency. We took the stops right here. Daily ends up as a bullish hammer, maybe, who knows? And then obviously, at some point we are like, look at this, right? This is the bigger picture that many people are missing right here. These highs are getting raided.
Oh, hey,
None of
Jackus,
these.
do you like Tucker's? Tucker had a trend line from the high, from the 2023 high, so like the highest point of this year, down to the right across all those tops, like a retest from there. Yeah. Do you like maybe something like that?
I mean, it does make sense, right? Because there is the CME gap around here. So like, you take this stop, retest this CME gap plus demand, retest so yeah, definitely.
I gotta run, guys. Sorry for cutting you off. I gotta run, but I'll jump back in mobile. But I am taking one of my X's off TIA right now. I don't care how much higher it goes. I need to get my initial out.
Of what?
TIA.
Okay. All right,
I'm
see you,
just getting my
Doc.
initial. I'll
See
still
ya.
have 2x
See
in
ya,
there,
bro.
but
Will, no, don't do that.
bro, I'm not
Don't
getting
do that.
wrecked. No way. I put 5 G's in at the bottom, bro. I'm not round tripping
Will,
that.
look at the chart.
I'm looking at it. Put it on the monthly and look at it.
The monthly will.
I mean, you can't go wrong taking out your principal, man. Like if you just take out
Look at
the
that.
original and let the profits ride.
It's like 10 times the floor.
Let this daily fill out. This is your target.
Bro, I gotta take something off there. I'm not getting trapped and losing
mean,
all the liquidity.
Biggest bull trap I've ever seen, but they won't trap me, right, Will?
Well, no, I'm gonna reallocate the capital to something else. It's not like I'm actually leaving the market with it.
I mean, Will's playing this run right, regardless, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, going back to Ether, this level definitely does make sense to me, and I honestly don't know with these lower time frame manipulations. It can be anything. So, like, what I would love to see is a strength get above here. Until then, it's on this time frame, it's a lower high, and my objective is still, like we've explained so many times, the reasons why we should be going higher. So I don't think there's a need for that, and that remains the target. But in the meantime, they can really stress you out.
And Jackus, there was a weekly order block that you were focusing on at 1850 before we broke out. There's
Yeah, this
additional
one.
confluence to come back and maybe retest that now. We were very
yeah.
focused on that level before we broke out.
That's indeed true. Yeah, I mean, I could see that coming in. So for sure,
It'll happen right at the intersection of those two lines. That's how it works.
yeah, seems like it. I mean, yeah. Once again, it can go from here, or it makes a lower high and goes there, right? Like both make sense to me. It's the same with BTC. It can either run from here higher, continue basically doing this, the 2020 and 2019 fractals. It can do that, or it sweeps from here, wrecks, and then goes higher. In both cases, I'm not seeing the bearish scenario here when we just got a super weekly reclaim, and there is really no real resistance right around here. There is a strong selling that took place right here. So that one, in my opinion, makes sense for a pause, and then right above here. And then there are some weekly inefficiencies above here as well. So, and like if I really zoom out, I once again do not see much resistance. Like this is the range, right? So we are now back in it. We have successfully traded inside of it for many weeks, confirming, like, for example, there would still be a chance where we broke out here, and then the next weekly candle would be straight back down, right? That would be a deviation. But the fact that we have confirmed many weeks now inside solidifies this big range, and there's really no real resistance really all the way up until here. So it can have a very quick repricing all the way up there. But maybe not, maybe we go to like 42, and then there is the bounce, and then we continue higher. In that case, I would not really expect any larger pullback after.
Yeah. I do appreciate that Bitcoin is holding its structure, even with, alts melting around it. Well, I mean, obviously alts are melting because Bitcoin looks kind of weak, but I definitely do appreciate Bitcoin's strength here.
I mean, I'm not liking this sweep on BTC, if I'm being honest. Like this can easily, like this looks like it's gonna go for the low one more time, right? Shake people out. But something's telling me Max. Something's telling me that I think this low holds. And if I were a buyer, I would not be comfy with these equal highs either. Right? So like you have equal highs on BTC and you have equal highs on Ether. Like that's why I think we see further continuation rather sooner than later. But I could see sweep here, which obviously like this is nothing for Bitcoin, but alts will get hammered. They will get hammered if this happens. So you know,
Yeah, they'll get destroyed. What do you think about ETH BTC needing to go below 0.05 just for like a wick, like to 0.0499? Because you remember last cycle when ETH went below 0.02, everybody was like, it's dead. ETH BTC breaks below 0.02, the death of Ethereum. And then it just went straight up in a straight line. So maybe this cycle,
you mean here?
yeah, maybe
Oh,
we just need like a deviation below 0.05. Just like last cycle, we deviated 0.02 and then we
no.
ran it up.
I do not agree with that because that was completely different. Here we were inside of this leg higher, right? And there was like I like the deviation from the point that it was like this, and that's different. If I don't know, for example, like I don't like the fact that right here we taken this one and deviated below. Like this is the deviation in my opinion, right? This was the deviation already. Like you had the range right here, and I just do not think this one can. We've already got the strength. Like I remained very very confident in my analysis on the hard time frame that the moment ETHUSD really starts breaking that ascending triangle to the upside, ETH-BTC will follow. And in my opinion, the rotation is already preparing for its on the ETH-BTC pair. You remember, Max, when I said that in September, October, something like that, down here, right? That I initially thought that with this upside we will get ETH-BTC upside, but then I changed my mind and I was saying, hey, it actually makes more sense that ETH-BTC is gonna really catch up the moment we start breaking this high. Like, actually, let's look at Sol. I'm actually not sure how that one went.
Max, I posted proof of shove. Don't judge my choices of assets.
These
There,
actually
okay?
went together.
I'm judging, Will. I saw it. I'm judging.
Don't judge it.
I did receive it.
I mean, this is where ETH has been leading, right? With this upside, I remembered it. And then it stopped. And since then, ETH-BTC has been going down while ETH-USD has been going up. And I still stand by my case that this happens and then ETH-BTC catches up as well. I just do not see another logical outcome. Like, tell me how ETH-USD goes higher and ETH-BTC goes down. I just don't see that happening. Like,
Well, real quick, Jack, is I could explain it, and I think you would understand it, but I don't think most would understand it. And all it is a simple scenario of ETH stands still or does significantly less than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin moves like it typically does every cycle in an extreme way and just outpaces ETH by a ton, right?
okay,
And then
but
at
that would
that
have
point,
to mean that BTC goes above all-time high on this, like, to outperform ETH. because that's a simple math, right? Like
Well,
from these prices to here, it's 100%, and for BTC that's like 40 or something. So
yeah,
BTC.
I don't.
So
Go
in
ahead.
order for ETH to go here and BTC to outperform ETH BTC pair, like for the reason to ETH BTC go down
Hmm.
and ETH going here, that would have to mean that BTC goes to like, I don't know, 100K or something.
No. So I guess my thought is maybe ETH doesn't perform like everybody thinks it does right now, and there's a position or at least a window of where Bitcoin outperforms ETH, right? Or let's just call it a window. We don't have to say it's going to be a permanent thing. We don't have to say that Ethereum won't catch up. We'll just say there's a window of opportunity where BTC moves first and shoves at such a rapid rate that ETH BTC drops in a big way, but Ethereum doesn't really lose any liquidity, and then Ethereum plays catch up after. Does that make sense?
It does. I just think that the catch-up is already here. Like ETH has been
I do
lagging
too.
every other asset.
I'm just giving the other side of the coin for the
Yeah,
people that
yeah,
are
yeah,
ETH BTC bears, right? Like
yeah,
that ETH BTC going down doesn't mean price going down. That's more or less what I'm saying, right?
yeah.
It could just mean stagnation in one asset and move in the other, or one just outpacing or moving ahead of the other. That's all it would mean. And this is what I've been telling people since almost the beginning of the year. And Max, we had this discussion too, and I've brought it up a few times actually, but it's basically I said you could have ETH BTC go lower, but it could be from much higher from a price standpoint, and nobody wanted to entertain that. Not us on the team, but like nobody, outside of our team wanted to entertain that prices could be much higher and could go much higher, and ETH BTC could still look bearish.
Yep. Yep. 100%.
This is
There was
pretty interesting. Oh, go for it, Max.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's this dude, Eric Balchunas. He's a senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg. He put out a tweet at 11:02 my time, so 20 minutes ago. Someone put this in the comments too. But hearing chatter that the SEC's trading and markets engaged with exchanges this week on spot Bitcoin ETFs. It's advising them they'd like the ETFs to do cash creates versus in kind, and has asked them to get in amendments in the next couple of weeks. This isn't unexpected, but good sign nonetheless. So it's not like approval of a spot ETF, but it's hinting that there probably won't be a rejection, that the SEC is working to get these things approved.
I mean, the window closes today for if we're gonna get it this year, right?
Yeah, but does it matter if it's this year or Q1 of next or Q2? I think at the end of the day, like money's moving in based on the anticipation that it will be cleared, right? It's not moving in on, is it going to happen this week or next week or the week after?
Yeah.
And that's what's fueling the market right now, and I think that's where a lot of people have lost the plot, is they're trying to time the ETF, but by the time the ETF comes, money has already front run you. The market, it works in an efficient way, and we've had this discussion quite a few times too. And I think even I'll even give kudos to Air Mass and Koosh, who have some pretty extreme views as far as price action, but I'll give them credit to
What's
the
so
fact
extreme
that
about it, Will? I don't understand.
look, we're not going to get into it, but I'll give them credit to the fact that markets will move ahead of you, which means that by the time the news hits your ear, price has already set in. Buyers have already set in. Institutions have already taken their positions. You're not going to hear about it until money has already flowed. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You have to be ahead of that money, and the only way to be ahead of that money is to buy and sit. Kind of like what you're doing right now with Ethereum, Max. Is like, I know it's boring, it sucks, it's the old man play, right? But you got a kid, so you can be an old man now, and so you have to
I'm an old
sit. And you got
man.
to wait for liquidity to come your way, man. That's
Hey,
just
I'm
what it
fine
is.
being patient. I'm fine being patient. And I'm up big on the position, right? Like I shoved a lot of my stablecoin stack into Ethereum at basically the local low at 1584, So what do I have to really complain about? It's at 1930 right now. It's just that I probably could have been a little bit more nimble and,
You
put
could
some more
always
money in
capitalize better.
DIA or put some more money in Sol or, like it's, look, I didn't play this perfectly. Like I'm sitting in the ticker that's not even keeping up with Bitcoin, I own some Bitcoin, right? So that helps, but like I'm not even tracking with Bitcoin here. I would have been better off going all in Bitcoin at 28K just for this most recent move. But
Yeah,
that's okay.
that was our discussion too. When I was talking to you, I was like, I'm going to go into Bitcoin over anything because, especially at 25K, I was like, this thing, if anything's going to move the market first, it's going to be Bitcoin,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so I was like, Bitcoin's the shove at 25,
And here's the
and
thing,
then you
Will,
can
is I
rotate.
knew that I could potentially be like 60 to 90 days early. We talked about how Q4 historically is not good for ETH BTC. Q4 is not good at all. Q4 is actually terrible. So I said to myself, I know that I'm positioning potentially early, but also like you're advocating for, Will, positioning ahead of where the liquidity is flowing is not a bad thing either. Positioning for that rotation, even if it means you're a little bit early, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because the meat of the move happens well before most people even see it coming.
Yeah.
Even me, like I'm really good at reading these liquidity zones and where price can kind of tap and bounce really hard. But the thing is like I've seen liquidity move well ahead of days, weeks, months ahead of where I thought it was going to, time wise, right? Time is the hardest thing to really grasp or get out there, and this is why you make so much when you do calls and puts and so on and so forth. Is because the timing the market is the most difficult thing in the world. It really is. And I think like if you're looking at this from any standpoint and you're just one of the normies in the crowd and you're like, man, I don't know how to trade. I don't care to know how to trade. Just look at it from the perspective that people do not anticipate the ETF to not get approved. It's just a matter of when, not necessarily if anymore. And so if it's when and not if, should you be positioned ahead of that or should you wait for it to come? I would arguably take positions ahead of that and rather than being the when it comes, because if you're the when it comes, you could be the top of 2021 playing at the top of the market thinking there's so much money flow and everything's perfect right before the actual collapse happens, just like what happened.
I agree as well. You like that's what we are trying to do front run everyone. And we are doing that, right? With equities and everything. The market is forward looking and the economy is backward looking. And I keep on saying that. Like people are backward looking, right? They will look at CPI and think like we have high inflation now, when in reality the big inflation happened in March 2020 and forward, not in 2021 when you started to get the CPI reports. And the same thing is with the spot ETF. The market is trying to front run the future narratives, and then when the narrative hits, that's like you may get last bit of move, but generally that's the trend ending.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people can't see that that's the trend ending either. Like the top of 2021 was the trend ending, even though it lasted for a while and you could play up there as much as you want. That's the end of your trend. You already missed the meat of the move. The meat of the move was done from the lows. And one thing that I've noticed with inflation, and I'm going to give you guys like the biggest tip, like not our team because our team's pretty savvy, but I'll get the audience the biggest tip that I've paid attention to. One commodity, one item, one thing that you eat every single day, and that's eggs, right? And I looked at eggs and I was just like, Walmart eggs are $36, right? And while it was inflation, were $36. Now, granted, I don't necessarily shop there, but I pay attention to prices there because that affects your normal consumer. So they were $36 during real inflation. You are currently able to get a 30 to 60 pack right now. Actually, I think it's 12, 24. Yeah, about 48. We'll say 48 pack of eggs right now. That's the crate for $7 at Walmart. Tell me where inflation is. Tell me where inflation is.
I can't.
Go ahead and do the math there. How much does inflation come down?
In eggs, or are you talking?
At least down 4x. Inflation is down at least 4x. So if you're talking about inflation at this point from a macro standpoint, I can't make it any more obvious for you that prices have. Yes, gas is elevated, but everything else is coming down in price. These stores and retail, they can't keep gouging. They have no room to price gouge anymore. Liquidity is gone. Your retail is broke, right? And in that case, because retail is broke, they can't price gouge. So now businesses suffer with retail. We all suffer together. But guess what? Inflation's coming down, whether people want to see it or not.
Yep.
I would like to get back to the ETH-BTC idea, and I still have to stand by my case that the moment we really start getting that price increase on USD pair, I just do not see a scenario where ETH-BTC doesn't like. Because look at these, right? The moment we got that breakout right here on Ether, that's the moment ETH-BTC really started to to go up a lot. That was the first major move. It's like right here, it was like BTC at 25K this cycle, rejected, right? And then it was already moving up right here. It was moving up while ETH-BTC was trending lower. And then the moment it really starts to go right here is when ETH-BTC follows. And then obviously there is this last upside, which is like the end of the cycle. But the point here is that ETH was really stuck in this channel, and ETH-BTC wasn't doing much. And then when you get a breakout, that's when ETH-BTC really follows. So I think we're gonna see the same. Like for example here, right? That's after the bear market is pumped. Here ETH USD was leading the market, but that wasn't really any like breakout of something. But I think the breakout of this of this 500 days long ascending triangle simply has to lead ETH-BTC. I just do not see how that's not the case, right? Maybe what I can see is and this is the most bearish case for me for ETH-BTC, where like ETH-BTC breaks higher and starts going like this, and in this period, right, in these little swings above here to like 2,500, maybe it creates like some sort of wedge here after the breakout, leading into that 2,500 level. People think like, hey, we are jumping into resistance, into rising wedge, and airside bearish divergence, whatever. And in that time, maybe like ETH-BTC does nothing. Maybe is like this, but then the moment we get that full breakout is when ETH-BTC really flies. So like the only bearish case for ETH-BTC for me is still that it at max goes sideways here and waits for that like real breakout. But I still do not see a bearish case for ETH-BTC if ETH-USD is breaking higher, unless like the bears are right and ETH-USD is done fake out and is going to 3 digits again, then okay, then ETH-BTC is dying, just like ETH-USD and the entire market. But like, unless that is happening, I'm not seeing it. Like, surely anything can happen anytime in the market, right? But the probabilities are just stacked for higher.
And I think that it's even lower that ETH goes on to make a new low and breaks the wedge to the downside because of all of the altcoins that have sort of fractaled ahead of Ethereum. Prime example would be Link or Solana, or I mean any of these names leaving their accumulation areas, and ETH is lagging. But I think it would be very strange for Ethereum to break to the downside when all of the other altcoins in total too are breaking to the upside.
Yeah, but like you're legit getting this right. Since here, basically you can say since here, the market, the ETHUSD is slowly crawling up like this, and ETHBTC in that time is trending lower. We have seen that BTC is leading, and it might lead for a little longer. It's possible, where ETHBTC stays sort of sideways as ETHUSD breaks this channel. Maybe like ETHUSD breaks this channel next week. So this ascending triangle, sorry. We maybe get another leg higher here on ETHBTC, and then another sort of sell-off, and then I cannot exactly say how, but usually what we've seen in the past is that whenever ETHUSD is slowly crawling up and then breaks out, is a real breakout in ETHBTC as well. I just am having a hard time thinking this is not the case.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, guys, we are coming into time here. We're at 1 hour and 45 minutes, so it might be time to say farewell until Monday. Unless you are in our Discord, then we will see you guys this afternoon. Anybody else have anything real quick?
Man, DXY is looking horrible.
Terrible. All right, boys, I'm going to wrap us up then. Guys, thanks so much for being here as always. Thank you guys for supporting us. You guys are fantastic. Again, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. This is our daily live show. We go live Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time. The only person we're missing here today is Tommy. Tommy's traveling, but he will be back next week. But yeah, guys, if you haven't liked the content yet, please consider sparing us a like. We are at 79 likes. Let's see if we can run it up to 80. Just one more person can like if you have not yet. Furthermore, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, again, we are Because Bitcoin. We do these live shows 5 days a week. We also post some pre-recorded videos and stuff like that. We're going to start spending a little bit more time doing that in the very near future. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Yeah, it's free to subscribe. It's a great experience. And we love seeing that number climb. And thank you guys again for the support. Furthermore, this going across the bottom of the screen right now, if you want to sign up for 1 free month in our Discord where you get to trade with me, Tucker, Will, Jackus, Snorlax, and King Wabi, be sure to check out the first link in the description below. It's becausebitcoin.com/premium, and you will receive admittance into our private Discord. We share all of our active positions and premium analysis that we don't cover here on YouTube. A little bit of extra stuff for you guys. We hold back, probably like 10% of the alpha. And it really comes down to the execution, right? Like we share charts here on YouTube and on Twitter. We give a lot of trade ideas and hints, but that next step is really how do you take that TA and FA and turn it into profitable trades over a long period of time. And the Discord is really focused on execution and placing bets at the right time. It's really become a bit of a hive mind. So definitely consider checking that out if you want to take your trading to the next level and trade with all of us here at Because Bitcoin. And again, we are doing a free month trial. That code is across the bottom of the screen. We're not going to be doing that for much longer. We have had a lot of people join recently with the free trial. So it might just run through like Thanksgiving or maybe the holiday season next month, but we're not going to continue it for much longer. So if you want to jump on that free trial, again, it will not charge your card. You get 30 days for free. And then if you want to stay, it will charge you. And if you don't like it, you can cancel. I have a feeling you'll like it. Use that code below. Free month, and come hang out with us in the Discord. It's a great experience. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Just again, please like and also subscribe. And we will see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend. Take care.